Thanks very much indeed for staying with us. So coalition talks between the EFF and ActionSA, it's safe to say, have collapsed. In fact, ActionSA leader Herman Mashaba says his party and the Red Berets failed to reach an agreement on forming a coalition. Mashaba says the party Senate met last night and resolved to close the door on a proposal presented by the EFF. In a statement, ActionSA says they're also working tirelessly with other political parties to produce a coalition arrangement that puts the residents first. Now, you remember political formations are meeting behind closed doors in some respects to discuss partnerships following the November 1st local government elections. They have 14 days plus one to do so or risk sending those councils into by-elections. For more context and perhaps a path on the way forward, let's bring in ActionSA leader Herman Mashaba, who's with us now via our video link. And Tata Mashaba, it's great to have you on the program as always. Thanks very much indeed for making time. The statement, we at least have just come across it a short while ago. So let me just begin by ensuring that we're all on the same page. What is it about the EFF's proposal, as far as you're concerned, that's problematic?
First of all, thank you very much, Jan and Newzroom Afrika and your listeners. I think, for us as ActionSA, we made it abundantly clear because we're a party that represents 2.4 million South Africans who gave us the mandate to start this political party. And their message was loud and clear to say, please, whatever you do, your mission is to remove the ANC. And the proposal given to us by the EFF, when we looked at it, it unfortunately bringing the ANC through the back door, and we felt very uncomfortable. And we had to put it to the Senate last night, and Senate unanimously said no deal, because we would not really want to be associated with the ANC.
So what do you mean by the proposal brings the ANC via the back door? Are they asking for the ANC to lead in some municipalities? Would the ANC essentially be in charge of some officers? Are you able to give us a bit more detail?
Well, obviously, I think we don't really have full details, but I think that deal involves cooperation with ANC in certain places, and we've got to support EFF, and we felt really very uncomfortable. Right. Actually, not even uncomfortable. We don't have that mandate from our people. The voters and the members of ActionSA has made it very, very clear that please, no ANC. We are sending you to go and remove ANC, and that's exactly what we did. If you look at the 6 municipalities where we contested, we brought the ANC under 50%, all of them, and the 3 in Gauteng, we brought them way under 40%. That's a mandate this was given to us by 2.4 million South Africans. Now we are even in a stronger position than over 500,000 people have now put us as the 6th largest party in South Africa, only contesting 6 municipalities. We had a groundbreaking initiative last week where we ran a poll, a survey, asking people which political parties they'd like us to talk to. And obviously, 10% of the people said, no, open your door to EFF to see what offer they can put on the table. But when we looked at it, it involves the ANC. It is for that reason we said no, thank you. We can talk sometime with you guys, but as long as there's any sign of ANC around you guys, please leave ActionSA out.
I presume, well, I guess you've actually implicitly kind of answered my next question, but let me ask it explicitly nonetheless. Are there any conditions under which you would ease your resolve against working with the ANC? In other words, is there anything that the ANC itself can do to get into a coalition government with you?
I just imagine South Africa today is in this mess. We don't have electricity. Eskom has been looted. We're sitting with one of the highest sustainable unemployment rate in the world. We are governed by, honestly, what I personally take as a criminal enterprise masquerading as a political party. Now tell me, just in the city of Johannesburg, when I was a mayor, at the time when I left, already 35 billion rands worth of fraud and corruption, and some of it involving senior members of the ANC. Now, can you imagine, for some reason, I'm a politician and I have no morals, I don't have conscience. I get involved with ANC. Tell me, What am I expected to do with this corruption cases? One thing for sure, ActionSA is not going to be party and complicit to hiding corruption. It is for that reason we feel there's just no need to even begin the negotiations with ANC. I've asked them to wait for my call. I will call them. Please don't call me.
Okay. So the door is clearly closed on the ANC. But just to be clear, it's not necessarily closed on the EFF. You've just rejected this current proposal that they've brought to you, which, in your words, puts the ANC into the mix via the back door.
Yes, yeah, but the thing is, us and EFF, we don't have the numbers. Even if we'd love to, that's why we entertained. In fact, even 10% of the people who voted for us in the various municipalities gave them a 10% chance that we can try and see. Because the thing is that local government level is not about ideologies. There are massive policy differences between ActionSA and EFF at national level. So that's why we can't get into a coalition. We can't even begin negotiations with EFF at national level. But at local government level, it's not about ideologies. It's about service delivery. It's about saying, how do we ensure that we provide housing to our people, public safety? How do we upgrade our infrastructure, to be electricity, sewer lines, and to go and provide dignity to our people by providing them proper ablution facilities and so forth. So the EFF and us, we have a common agenda. That's why DA didn't really like it. They thought I was being pushed by the EFF. And I believe if for me to provide dignity to poor South Africans who are victims of 400 years of colonialism, 70 years of National Party government of apartheid, 27 years of ANC brutality. If people say for me to really go and provide toilets and ablution facilities to those people is EFF policy, then I'm happy to be labeled as such. One thing I want people to really understand, that I was not going to, and I'm not really prepared to really be a mayor of grass cutting in Sandton when people don't have toilets, because that's what the other parties expected us to do. So EFF and us, even if we would like to talk, we don't have the numbers. So therefore, I don't really believe it's necessary for us to really have any further discussion in terms of the coalition.
Sure. Okay, but what does that actually mean in real terms? Yes, you don't have the numbers together, but I'm sure the EFF's backing helps if you're able to get it.
Yeah, no, well, absolutely. We would not reject anyone supporting us. In the event we form a coalition with other parties, and EFF is happy to lend us their support. We would not really reject it, because whatever we will be presenting as government, it's going to be something that is for society, the entire society, whether people voted for us or not. So that is why, I under something really quite worrying for me. That experience in council for 3 years is really one of those insightful situation that has given me, where I see political parties are not about society. It's about their egos. It's about the politics of the stomach. It's got absolutely nothing to do with civil society. And I really want to ask South Africans, please, attend council meetings, go and see the drama that happens in council. People don't read the documentation. They are just voting cattle. They have no idea what they're voting for. A council meeting that would, in any normal environment, should take you half a day, it'll take you days, because then they collapse the council. They fight over real minor issues which are of no public interest. And I really want South Africans, please, take interest in politics so that you can hold those politicians. Please attend council meetings. Go and see for yourselves, people that you voted into power, what they do in council. It's a shame. And I think for me, as a South African, it is for that reason I'm committed to really sit on until such time that ANC is out of government.
Right.
Hopefully, we can bring in proper public service, and people who enter into politics not because of their stomach and their personal egos. They get into office because they want to save our country and fix it.
Of course, the reality is that we don't have all the time in the world for these coalition governments to finally be configurated. The ANC coming under fire in some respects for gesturing at the idea that they don't mind heading into a by-election if that's what eventually happens. What's your position on that?
Well, if we believe in democracy and the South African constitutional framework, if that is the last option, tell me what are we going to do? Because I can tell you, and I want to make it clear to South Africans, more especially those who've given us the mandate, we are not going to betray their mandate. We are going to do everything possible to protect and defend the mandate that they've given us. So we are not going to enter into a coalition because we want to save personal egos and stomachs.
Even if it means you have to get into a by-election. That's essentially what I'm getting from you.
Absolutely, which will be an unfortunate situation, yeah. But if that's what it will call it to really happen, what else can we do?
Fair enough.
But right now, no political party can form government in the city of Johannesburg and Ekurhuleni and most of the municipalities here in Gauteng. No political party can form government on their own. And that's what the voters have wanted. Yeah. But the voters have said to us, please find ways to work together. Take out remove your personal egos into the mix. Right. But unfortunately, there are lots of personal egos in the process. But hopefully we still have until Tuesday morning to find a resolution. We might, I really hope, but unfortunately we're still a long way.
Yeah. Whilst I have you on the line, Mr. Mashaba, the ActionSA has come under fire, and granted, Twitter is not the country, but specifically on Twitter for your statement around the passing of F.W. de Klerk. In some respects, the organization seen as not being able to read the room. Do you regret sending out that statement?
Not really, we absolutely don't. I think, tell me, I send condolences to Jeff Makhubu as a former mayor who has stolen public monies. You know, when he passed on, we send condolences to them. I don't know how come then all those who are now criticizing us, why didn't they have issues with someone who, with overwhelming evidence of his criminality. When we send condolences, why didn't they attack us to say, but you're accusing this person of serious corruption where he stole public monies and destroyed lives of poor black South Africans? Why didn't they have problems with it?
Well, I want to make sure you're not misquoted. You're not actually drawing a comparison, a direct comparison between the role that Jeff Makhubu played in our democracy versus that one played by F.W. de Klerk, are you?
Well, I think, what's the difference? I think de Klerk represented an evil system of apartheid that destroyed lives. But Jeff stole public monies that has rendered and destroyed the city of Johannesburg. We sit with infrastructure backlog of 170 billion rands. Do I have to then really compare the two? I think both of them committed the crime.
Strong words. Herman Mashaba is the leader of ActionSA. That's the time we have for our discussion this morning. Thanks very much indeed for your indulgence. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Herman Mashaba, as mentioned, is the leader of ActionSA. They've, in some respects, rejected a proposal by the EFF on at least a leg of their coalition discussions. The sense I'm getting from Herman Mashaba, though, is the door with the EFF is not completely closed, even though that with the ANC has been shut for quite some time now. We'll keep watching these developments for you as they continue to unfold. For now, it's 1:30 the hour. You're live on Newzroom Afrika. Here's a reminder of the top stories.